The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Alrighty, folks. It looks like we're live. Sorry about that. Apparently, Rumble is like getting heavy traffic right now. So, things might be a little slow. Anyway, though, welcome to this impromptu edition of the Whitfield Report. Very serious news. Very serious breaking news, I should say. And
there's no
shut up, Siri. And what can I say? We all know why we're here. Someone took a shot at President Donald J. Trump. Fortunately, he's okay. And I'm just now seeing that according to the Washington Examiner, this is breaking news right now, in fact. Let me see if I can pull this up. Hold on here. By the way, good evening to Joe and to Morpheus. Mort says, looks like I'll be in the chat. Same way my PC is being dumb as. Okay, that's fine right now, Mort. I'm honestly not sure how long this episode is going to go because Rumble, like, I guess is getting really heavy traffic right now, obviously. And Rumble Studio is like glitching out a little bit. So we'll see what happens with this. This is what happens when you do an impromptu episode as well. Let's see though. No, I don't want ads. Oh. Okay. According to the Washington Examiner, let me just make sure that this is up on screen for everyone too. Yep, it is. Okay, so according to the Washington Examiner, suspected shooter and rally goer dead at Trump rally reports. And to that I say, good fucking riddance. If that's the case, the district attorney of Butler County, Pennsylvania, has confirmed that the suspected shooter and one other person at the rally for former President Donald Trump have died as a result of what appears to be an attempted assassination. The former president and presumptive Republican nominee hosted a rally Saturday in Butler County, north of Pittsburgh. A bullet appeared to graze the former president's ear, and a Secret Service spokesperson confirmed he is in stable condition. The story is developing, and yeah, there's the footage. So, Secret Service is huddling around him there, as we can see. And yet, there we have it. Trump is turning his assassination attempt into a victory moment. He's projecting strength in this moment. That is something that we've not seen, honestly, at least in my lifetime, since 9/11. Now, obviously, what happened today was bad and really should not be, it should not be taken lightly what happened. It was bad that this happened in the first place. But people have said, and in fact, more just said this in chat. I want to pull this up. Former and future president after today. That's what Morpheus says in chat. And more, you're not wrong. Not at all, sir. Every time his detractors try and either ruin his reputation or in this case, just outright try and kill him, they literally took shots at him, and Trump turned this into a triumphant moment. This is how to win. This is peak optics, as some would like to say, in 2016. Yeah, Trump just took a bullet to the ear and is standing strong. Meanwhile, Joe Biden called Kamala Harris Vice President Trump and called Zelensky, introduced Zelensky as President Putin, and can't string coherent sentences together. Yes, I am politicizing this, folks, because the other side does. So if they're going to politicize it, why not politicize it? Since that's what the other side likes to do all the time. Again, like, this shouldn't have happened at all. And it's horrendous that it did. I want to be absolutely clear about that. But Trump, rather than running from this, seized the moment and made I'm a little bit blown away, folks. I honestly am. I've been covering politics for nearly 20 years. I mean, it's 16, but at this point, it's damn near close to 20. All right. And in all my life, I've never seen a political candidate or a politician, for that matter, with this many cojones. The last time I saw anything even remotely close to this was when President Bush stood with the firefighters at Ground Zero, in the wreckage of the World Trade Center, and told the terrorists that we were going to hunt them. Now, I know, people, we could get off on a whole side tangent about, the war on terror and whatnot, right? We could get off on a tangent about George W. Bush and all that, but I want to, but putting that all aside, just, let's just take that moment in history alone. George Bush standing with the firefighters at the World Trade Center. That's the last time in my life, other than tonight, where I've seen a politician with that much leadership and cojones, honestly. Morpheus says, we're already seeing the left politicizing what happened. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying, they want to politicize it. I'm going to politicize it too. This, if nothing else, could convince you that Trump is the leader that we need in the world right now. Let me pull up this image here and pull up my tweet that I posted probably about almost an hour ago. I tweeted this. Every time they try and destroy Trump, they make him stronger. He's even managed to turn this assassination attempt against him into an iconic moment of triumph. Love him or hate him, he projects power. I should have put projects strength, but you guys get the point. Which is exactly what this country needs at the moment. God protect this man. This image, let me click on this. This image, folks, right here that we're looking at, this is going down in history as one of those iconic moments, along with like Teddy Roosevelt riding a bull, and John F. Kennedy's presidential inauguration. Dewey defeats Truman. This is one of those historical moments that will be in textbooks, probably long after I'm gone and after this audience is gone. I can sit here and talk how bad the left is for cheering on Trump's demise, and those who are doing this, who are doing that, are despicable. They are. But more than focusing on the negative, folks, because that's not what I like to do, I'm choosing to focus on the positive. I think Trump, we still got to get out there and vote. Don't get me wrong. We've got to put we've actually got to get out to the polls.
I can't go out for a walk, man.
I know.
I'm out there running, and the Gilded message pops up, and somebody said that there was a shooting, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I see these pictures, and I'm like, jeez.
I was eating dinner, and yeah, I thought when I first heard the news, I'm like, wait, I'm like, this is fake, isn't it? But then it wasn't, and
Well, I mean, thankfully, it seems that he's at least mostly okay. First and foremost, prayers for the whole family, everybody, all of us, basically.
The fucking piece of shit who shot him, I guess, is dead. I'm seeing reports of that, so good fucking riddance. More tier, more.
You're gonna take your shot. You better not fucking miss, bitch. Secret Service won't miss. They'll get you eventually. They might miss, but see, the difference for them is they will get to take unlimited chances.
Yeah.
So, hello, gentlemen.
Does anybody know what's going on anymore?
Nope. I told someone a few days ago, it feels like we're living through one of the plots of like an Eric Bishop novel.
Well,
but
the parallels to 1968 get weirder and weirder, right? So you got Palestine protest.
Weirder.
Right? Palestine protest was a big one in 68, except back then it was for the PLO instead of the Hamas, which is the same group, by the way.
Yeah.
They just changed their name. 1968, you had the Democrat convention in Chicago, had riots famously. The Democrat conventions in Chicago. I think there might be some problems with protesters. We'll see if maybe not riots. We'll see.
On that point, Democrat convention in Chicago, and that dumb shit mayor has already tried to quote unquote ban protests.
Yeah, good luck with that. And then a presidential candidate shot. Now, in this case, not killed, but famously 1968.
Thank heavens.
Yep.
Robert Kennedy was shot and killed as the leading candidate for president. So, like, the thing is the Democrats are trying so hard to like recreate 1968, but I think they forgot how it ends, which is with Nixon winning 49 states. But you know,
Yep, and it's funny. It's funny you bring that
picture
up.
is instantly iconic.
Yep. Even my mother. I don't know if you saw this. My mom's. She's up at She and my stepdad are up at the cabin, or they were. They're coming back. But I texted her this image, and she texted back, "Iconic." One word. That was her response.
yeah.
Um.
This is a historical picture. This is going to be something looked at to kind of sum up this whole point in time, actually.
After all of us are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
wild.
That's what I just said before you came on. Like, people, everyone else doing live streams talking how bad it is that he was, that someone took a shot at him. And it is. I don't want to downplay it. But man, I'm looking at this and I'm just like, how is he, how can he not win?
Well, he can turn getting shot into a positive. That's the kind of guy he is.
Right?
He already has. And so,
instantly, it was instantly a positive, right?
Yeah, it was instantly, let me fucking get up. I need to do this.
I mean, they're right. Like, we definitely predicted specifically this last year. I specifically said, if they don't get him with all the court shit, then you might see somebody take a shot at him at one of his rallies. I know I said those specific words on this show because it's so fucking obvious. And by the way, before the conspiracy people get on this, no, I don't think it was like a top-down ordered by the Biden administration thing. They don't have to, because they've told a portion of the population that Donald Trump is going to genocide them.
And that he's fucking Hitler.
Yeah. So if you believe that, and I'm not saying most leftists don't believe that, right? Most leftists actually don't believe that Donald Trump is going to kill all the minorities or whatever, but some of them do, right? And from their perspective, stopping him at all costs is what they have to do, and that's what leads to this kind of fucking shit. And it's because, I'm telling you, I blame the Biden administration's rhetoric and the media establishment, CNN, MSNBC, Huffington Post.
All of the Democrats.
Yeah.
They've made everything so hyperbolic and so life and death. And if Trump wins, you're all going to die, that these people are scared and acting irrationally and doing insane things.
And listen, I'm gonna take this a step further. I'm gonna blame social media agitators too, like Keith Olbermann, like the Krasenstein brothers, like that
Krasenstein,
like that fucking Brooklyn dad Defiant, who, boy, he's been quiet he was actually someone find this screenshot. I'm pretty sure he was actually like cheering like a year or so ago about the possibility of Trump getting assassinated. So
yes, find us that screenshot, please.
Yeah. They took a shot at him, they missed, and you can scream he's a convicted felon all you want, but like that's not going to change anybody's.
All I could think is, many men wish death upon me, blood in my eye, dog, and I can't see.
Yeah.
Democrats trying to take his life away.
You're not wrong.
Man. This is at the very least, it confirms the level of desperation on the left, that they know they're losing. So there's that.
Yeah,
I take no joy in any of it. This is awful behavior. This isn't the kind of country that any of us want to live in. Obviously, we haven't seen assassination attempts like this since the '60s, which I guess is why the comparison comes. There was a couple in the 80s too, I guess, but really the 60s was where it was
Right.
big. And yeah, it's not very common. And I don't know. I guess as like the right, we just push forward. The thing they don't understand is they could kill Trump and not stop us.
No.
You can't kill ideas.
It would just ram things up, I think.
Ideas are bulletproof.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
Might
Alan
not
Moore.
be bulletproof. We've seen now he's not bulletproof, but that motherfucker is bullet resistant.
He's one tough son of a bitch.
That's right, man. I'm 40. I don't want to take any shots. He's almost twice my age, and he just puts his fist up like he won, because that's what a man does, right?
Gets right the fuck back up and proves what the country means to him.
Elon Musk also tweeted something like, "We haven't had a candidate this ballsy since Teddy Roosevelt," and yeah.
I was really angry. I was worried I was gonna maybe say some shit that I shouldn't say on here, but I think I've reined it in. But I will say, like, as a warning, like, you could do, like, we understand that Trump is a man and that he's mortal. What y'all don't understand is just because he'll be gone one day doesn't mean we are.
Doesn't mean we are, and doesn't mean his message is dead.
Right. There's a lot more to this than just one guy. That's what they don't get. They'll find out. Because they'll battle this orange man with their Trump derangement syndrome, and they'll do all these foul, horrible things to try and get it done. And in the end, like us all, Trump will go off into the night, as we all will one day. But that doesn't mean any of this shit goes away with him. Ladies and gentlemen on the left, we're not going anywhere, and we're not just following blind. I like the cult narrative they have, that we're just blind cultists. Okay, but we're still not going it. If you think that you cut the head off the cult, the snake or whatever, that's going to stop it, it's not. You're just making it worse, but good,
Good luck.
What's interesting to me? Trump
is the shout out to the chat, Dip. Trump is the real leader of the quote unquote resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so the man who is represented by the guy that puts you in jail, the man has been all over his ass. Now he's been taking shots, right? Yeah, that would be the guy in charge of the resistance who takes false charges and gets shot at, is usually the guy running the resistance. Just so you know, that's the one who's actually against the bad guys in charge. That's how you always know.
Yep.
That's how you handle it if you're the bad guys,
and not to be too conspiratorial, but I do find it interesting that, like, the left is already fixating on Barron Trump. Now that he's an adult, I think they're afraid.
I saw something this morning saying some lefty saying that Trump's going to make him his VP. Like, that's not possible, idiots.
Yeah, he's not qualified for president. Well, you got to be 36. But
I think Max, hear me out. I think they're afraid of Barron because Barron's going to be the next jet.
Maybe so, but he just graduated. I don't know.
I know, but the fact that they're already that they're already trying to
bully him out, like they're trying to bully his old man out, like they've bullied you to try and get you out, Sam. They bullied me. They bully us all. They're bullying him too. Of course they are, because that's how. And if you let them bully you, they win. That's their whole fucking game. And they will escalate their bullying tactics until they're taking shots at a fucking former sitting president.
Yep.
It's all just the same kind of, you're not allowed to have an opinion I don't like. That's the only way we can have democracy. Don't you understand? Only my opinion counts in this democracy.
Yep.
And if you don't like it, we'll shoot you. This is democracy. And they keep screaming democracy, democracy, democracy as they do the exact opposite of what democracy even means.
Yeah, it's the old saying of I don't.
Oh yeah,
I
Hakeem Jeffries, fuck you.
yeah. It's the old I don't think you know what that word actually means. So I
Sorry
did
for
see
that
Chi-
outburst, gentlemen, but what that fuck tweeted a little while ago pissed me off.
yeah. Chibi, I think is in. Well, I think she might be.
Issues.
Well,
She might be coming in.
just so she knows, if she can hear us, you have to unmute yourself. It brings you in
Yeah.
muted.
Bring you in muted.
I also, speaking of Chibi, I was gonna have prep for. I guess the girls on the Sandwich Makers want to talk about musicals tonight. I don't know if they're probably still up for it. And I was gonna do that, and I was out doing my run, Sam. I'm just out there enjoying the Saturday afternoon. I had to sit down. I had to stop and sit down for a moment. I was in shock.
I was too. I was actually going to film some. I was actually going to film some promo stuff for the book, and do some pre-recorded stuff. But we're here, so I received something in the mail today, gentlemen. Yesterday, I actually received my copy of Breach of Trust, and I posted my unboxing video of that. But today, I received something else in the mail, and it's a bit. The timing of this is really.
Is it a big black dildo?
No.
Damn.
Okay, it's a soft white dildo.
No,
There
that goes to Dave.
The medium-sized Asian dildo?
No.
We're gonna keep guessing until you tell us so.
Well, I've got a book coming out, ladies and gentlemen, The Dogs of War.
Okay, fine. It's a lizard man dildo.
And I'm very excited to unveil on the show the paperback proof of The Dogs of War.
That's awesome.
This is
seeing it like that, it's got a very nice comic vibe to it, fitting well with the pulp theme.
Yeah. Minus the author proof bar that's on here. It looks nice, and
that's
here
to hide the furry's identity until the full release.
And here's the back cover as well. So this will come out on July 23rd, which is my mother's birthday. And also from my new publishing outlet, American Instinct Press.
Nice.
So yeah,
that looks good. Yeah.
July 23rd.
Also looks a little thicker than the previous books. Not gonna lie.
Oh yes, I think you guys will enjoy this, and I was honestly hoping that current events wouldn't be too close to the book, but I guess life mimics art. The Dogs of War tried to take Trump out, but he's stronger than them. So,
yep,
pretty based.
Yeah. So speaking of promo, I guess tune in like hour and a half to the Sandwich Makers if you want to listen to three broads talk about musicals. They brought homework if you're into musicals. I am not. I'm gonna have to sit there and deal with it because I brought this upon myself.
I'm not into musicals either.
I am not intentionally into musicals, but I worked at a theater for a while, so yeah.
They all got ones they're gonna talk about and stuff. Lord help me.
Well, you know, I
am way too not gay to be a musical guy, you know.
Well, it's a chick show, so you know.
Right, exact. That's what I mean. Like, I mean, you could bear a musical to like go on a date with a chick. I'm not saying it's like kryptonite, but it's not an entertainment form I would choose. Choice.
No, I mean, Les Mis. I mean, I went on a date with the chick and we saw Les Mis. Wasn't
like, how dare you? I love musicals, sir.
Wasn't horrible, but Tip wants to know how thick my books are usually. This one is probably
the same thickness as your penis. Yeah.
Coke can.
Yeah. Probably.
Can't get a better answer than that, right?
I think this one is at like 160 pages. So
yeah, that's what I said.
So yeah, anyway. Well, you know, I don't like. I know the.
At least we know it wasn't Agent 47 because he missed.
Yeah, it definitely was. It definitely wasn't. It definitely wasn't. It definitely wasn't John Wick either. So,
yeah, it was probably like Tranny Andy. Let's be real.
Well, no, they're saying that. What I'm hearing is that the assassin was like some Antifa person, which makes sense, right? Because they're kind of skinny. They don't want to have any eye-hand coordination to begin with. So, you know, like
Antifa?
Like the guy's hand was probably, well, we're assuming that it's a guy. We could be misgendering him. You know, so they, them.
Trans Tifa.
Could have had. Yeah, probably. But anyway, anything else, gentlemen?
May God protect that man
and his family.
Yeah,
and I pray for us all. That was my first response when I saw it happen. Is I'm praying for everybody because this is heavy shit.
Because this could be a powder keg, unfortunately.
Let's hope it's not.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I'm trying to remain positive. But you know,
you won't bully us. That's the thing. They won't bully us into silence. It's never gonna happen.
No,
absolutely not.
This'll just make us want to. This'll just make us double down. You know, usually Mort's the one telling people the left on Twitter to go eat shit, but like on behalf of Morpheus and all of us, like the left as a whole can just go eat a dick.
Yeah, anyone who's thinks this is funny, it's funny because they won't react like that when it's their guy that it happens to, right? So it's really situational. And then those same motherfucking people want to talk to you about empathy.
Yeah.
Fuck
They're
that.
disgusting. Or like Morthies has been pointing out for quite a while now. If you're a member of a disability group or a minority group or any of these things, a religious minority, and you disagree with what the left says, you're worse than the white. They think you're worse than a Nazi.
Yep.
You're an
Suddenly
Uncle
you don't even
Tom.
get your humanity. Fuck
More-
these people and their fake empathy. They're actually narcissistic as fuck, and they use empathy as a bludgeon to beat us with, but they have none. You think they got empathy for Barron, whose dad just got shot? No, they'll probably laugh about it.
Nope. They were making fun of him and trying to say he was autistic for years. Mike Tyson.
Which who
And it-
fucking cares if he is?
Yeah. These are the same people who supposedly love autistic people, right? But Mike Tyson in an interview actually recently said that like he met Barron and the kid is sharp as a tack.
Yeah,
And
he's known Trump a very long time. Mike Tyson has. Like, if you want to look at somebody that's probably a good judge of his character, Tyson's probably right up there.
yeah.
I would argue maybe even one of his better friends over the years has been
Agreed.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
I know, because I grew up looking up to both of those men for different reasons, right? And they've always had a tight-knit relationship. Made a lot of money in boxing, right? Also, they both really love to read, and a lot of people don't think that about Mike Tyson, but it's true.
Yeah, they always I love how the left always praises Biden for like having a stutter yet still being able to speak, which he can't, by the way. Right? Biden can't speak. But they always make fun of Mike Tyson's stutter. They make fun of my stutter, and they make fun of Mort's
Yeah,
stutter.
it's all situational, right?
And if you think I've been up to Crescentin's asses already, it's gonna get worse now from what I've seen.
Yeah, you guys are
They're
guilty.
gonna have to block me.
You guys are guilty of stuttering while right wing. That's what it is. You're not allowed to do that. You can stutter if you're not right wing, right? But if the moment you're right wing and you stutter, that's it. You're done. You're a Nazi now.
Well, they make fun of they give Trump shit for making fun of that disabled reporter, but guess what? Guess what, mainstream media? This is how we see you now. That's how I see the corporate media now. Just fucking.
I'm
spastic.
clipping that. That was great.
Yeah, please do. Sam imitates corporate media. This is MSNBC. This is CNN. This is
You forgot
is
the
the-
dick in your mouth. No,
well,
yeah, they got all mad about that, right?
Speaking of CNN, have you seen their fucking headline?
oh yeah, that Trump fell.
Yeah, Trump fell.
Oh yeah, he fell. Yeah, I mean, there's only live nationally televised video of what happened, CNN. But let's just make
Let's
shit
be
up.
completely fucking cunts.
Well, they know how bad it fucking looks. They know they're gonna share in some of the blame, for sure.
Good.
No, I love how Trump gets shot and it's like, oh, he fell. Meanwhile, like we have how many hours we have not minutes, hours of Biden like falling down, walking into walls, all sorts of shit, and the entire media is just like
Did you see him sniff the little black kid's afro the other day?
I did.
He walked across the entire room in the middle of the event while they're speaking just to sniff this little boy's afro. I was like, Joe, this is the worst time for you to be sniffing kids, Joe. Imagine being his handlers. What a job. Good Lord.
He called. Did you see he called Zelensky president? He introduced him as President
Putin. Yeah.
And then
Way to follow up that debate, Joe. You're really showing people that the debate was just a one-off bad night, huh?
That's not as funny though as Biden referring to Kamala as Vice President Trump.
Yeah.
Well, like that imagine you're Kamala. That's got to be soul crushing too. That like Biden actually respects.
It would be.
It's
man.
like
Imagine being Kamala with all the shit he said in the last couple weeks about her.
Right.
Like he's unintentionally trying to praise her, and he makes it worse and worse for her maybe he's doing that part on purpose.
He
Maybe he figures if he buries Kamala, then they have no choice but to just go through with him running.
He actually said, and I'm not lying. He actually said, "Well, I think Kamala would be a good vice president, but I'm not sure if she would make a good president." that actually might be the.
Did you see at the end of the press conference when they were like, "Your critics are saying that you're not fit to serve office," and he said, "Listen to them," and then all the staffers cut him off. So, like, I know what he was going for. Like, before people jump into, he's saying listen to them when they're saying he's mentally incompetent. Not really. What he was trying to say is the same thing he says at all these things. That's how I know, right? Because it's one of his lines, right, that they feed him. Is if they're saying I'm incompetent, if you believe them, those liars, then go ahead and listen to them. That's basic. He's trying to say I'm fit. But because the way he said it, they immediately, you can hear like 5 of his staffers being like, okay, that's enough, Joe. So he didn't get to finish his thought. And so it literally is him. He says, the critics are saying that you're incapable of holding office. And he just says, listen to them. And then walks off.
Yeah, well, that
probably the wisest thing Joe Biden's ever said, to be honest with you.
At least in recent years. I mean, Dana Carvik, the comedian, actually brought this up. Everyone was making fun of Joe as like a bumbling idiot when he was Obama's vice pre. When they were running together, everybody was like, "Oh God, Joe is like the gaffe master." That's been his reputation since like the 70s. That's the thing; the gaffes aren't new for Joe. Saying dumb shit has been his trademark since the 70s. What's new is that the words don't even make sense. Yeah, words used to actually be words that people say in language, with context and meaning. Now they don't even make sense. So it used to be he would just fuck up and say the wrong thing. Now it's not the wrong thing because it's not words most of the time. Or words that you're like, I've never heard those words put together in that order before. Or just like, I'm still trying to figure out, 1, how we beat Medicare, and 2, why we should have wanted to do that in the first place. Well, listen, I'm confused on that one. Well, listen, I've been trying to figure out how to beat Medicare for a long time. So if me too. Yeah, more this. Well, Joe says we finally did it. We beat Medicare. So. Well, he might have, but they gave it all to the trannies. Yeah, the trannies and the illegals too. So, who else matters, right? That's the only people that vote, right? I can think of maybe the stupid meth addicted, dirt eating rednecks that everybody else besides Biden voters are.
right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the narrative, right? Like everybody that's not a Biden voter is a meth addicted, trailer park, incestual, racist, Nazi bigot
Science
with a
denier.
75 IQ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flat earther,
Oh, of
science
course.
denier.
Yeah, fuck science. Like,
Okay, I
like
gotta bring
honestly
this
though,
up
fuck science.
real quick, guys.
So, Roman says they have to attack Trump because they abused an elderly person and made him. I mean, Dip, they would be attacking Trump regardless of who they ran.
Well, as Trump once said, they're coming after me because they want to get to you and I'm in the way.
Yep.
And today just proved it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I have left-wing family members who love to post the and they're boomers, but they love to post the meme of like comparing Trump to Hitler. I'd like to see them post that again today.
Oh, Joe
Speaking
Fish
of
says,
that, there, Sam, my stepfather's a lefty, and I think I told you guys my story over this past Christmas. I sent him the Trump picture from today.
Ooh,
No
bait.
reply. Oh, absolutely
nice.
bait.
Yeah, Joe Fish says biblical flat earth. Let me slap that one around a bit. Hey, I forgot, Sam, when we were categorizing the people that don't vote for Joe Biden. They're also like Christians, but also really, really stupid. And how that works is I don't know, because to read the entire Bible requires a certain level of intellect. Anyway, yeah,
Right.
they're dirt eating, meth addicted, sister fucking retards that believe in magic fairy daddy. What else do they say? What else are we?
They keep bringing up the QAnon thing, which I do want to, I
big
want to
QAnon boomers around here.
which I want to address that, because like the left loves to make fun of the QAnon people, and
But
you know,
so do
we make fun of them too, but guys, what the fuck is up with the Blue Anon project? Like, Biden himself from his account is tweeting out like Project 2025 shit, which is,
Bro, if this was an actual thing, I'd have heard of it a long time ago.
Like,
This is
okay,
so fun.
like, okay, Trump, like, you know, you can make fun of the QAnon shit, but like Trump doesn't actually acknowledge, Trump actually has never acknowledged QAnon. He kind of is like, yeah.
He said that those people really love this country, and that's important. That's what he said about the QAnon people.
Yeah, that's not the same thing as like.
He didn't say I endorse it. He didn't say I believe it. He's just like, these people seem to love this country a lot.
Yeah, that's all he said. Meanwhile, Biden is like citing the Project 2025 like Blue Anon. So yeah, we have some zany, wacky conspiracy theorists, but before you make fun of ours, just look.
They don't denounce their own ever. That's
never,
part of rules for radicals, right?
No.
They will never denounce their own. And if you this is like what
that's my issue.
Yeah, exactly. This is what like Bill Maher and like Jon Stewart sometimes face, right? Is that when you push back on that, you get instant clapped, right? Because that's violating one of the bigger tenets on the left. You know what I'm saying? And it's so blatantly obvious. Go ahead. Sorry.
Hey Apex, feel free to unmute.
Yeah, I'm here. I realized I typed in chat before I said hi in the voice chat. What's up, fellas? How we doing?
Kind of hyped up right now, as you can imagine.
Up. Just kind of like, wow.
Honestly,
I'm about to
But-
produce a podcast about musicals after this, so I'm enjoying my time right now.
I got to be honest with you. It's been a minute since I've enjoyed just scrolling through like random Twitters. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I don't use Twitter like I signed up to it to use it. You know what I mean? To like fuck with people and to like look at funny shit and see people doing dumb things. I just kind of scroll through the same shit over and over and then put it away after a minute.
Right.
But today I genuinely started crying laughing probably 45 maybe an hour ago, just reading through the replies on, like a picture, one of the news outlets that posted a picture of him being hauled off stage with blood all over his face, and the number of people underneath there that are seething that he's not dead, that we didn't get to watch his fucking brains get blown out.
Yeah,
on
it's
camera.
wild, right?
Yeah. And I tend to chalk that shit up to just shit post, like people playing it up because it's the internet, and that's kind of what I like to do. But I mean, I don't know, like the sheer number.
Well, it's like I said, the Democrats and the Biden administration in particular have been feeding the fears on the far left by saying this election's about democracy and that Trump's an insurrectionist and they're gonna genocide trans people and all this shit that they're fucking saying. It's no wonder that a far leftist, maybe who's a little mentally ill, or even it doesn't even have to be a leftist, but somebody who's mentally ill, if they believe that, the odds that they would try and stop the person that's going to genocide people are pretty actually high.
Yeah, I mean, no matter how fucking horrible at the one job that they set out to do that they are, there's going to be people that are going to, yeah, of course. I mean, that's kind of the idea.
Yeah.
I think that's like the psyop.
I think they're trying to rile up the crazies because everybody thinks that like something like this works from like a centralized smoky room. And this is not how the CIA or these intelligence agencies have worked in a very, very long time. They find crazy people, they buddy up to them, they give them bad ideas, and then they rile them up and then they point them at somebody. That's what they do.
Yeah, and I mean it's been a few years they've been doing that. Sorry, real quick, Sammy, because it's been proven they've not only done that, but they've supplied these quote unquote terrorists with all of the things that they were going to hurt people with.
Yeah.
They couldn't have got them without the FBI or the CIA.
Firearms, explosives that you wouldn't just get.
Giving them ideas, planning it out, and then oh shit, turn around, buddy, you're under arrest. Go ahead, Sammy. Sorry.
Yeah, I said that the smoky room thing only works in conspiracy novels like the type that I write. But even then, like
it's a great way to conceptualize something.
Yeah.
But the reality is a lot messier, a lot more compartmentalized usually. And really all they got to do in a case like this, I bet you we find out that this guy was fucking nuts. All they got to do is rile up a nut.
Yeah.
That's it. And they've been doing that. And some of them will go shoot up a school or say, like they do all kinds of things. And then the FBI, every single time, the FBI is like, this person was known to us. It's like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Could you elaborate, Mr. fucking federal agency?
Yeah, and when they eventually do,
going on
15 years later or something, after the fucking gag order comes off of it or whatever, the shit gets redacted, you find out, oh, yeah, they were aware, quote unquote, meant we were literally right fucking next to him for like 5-7 years before this shit happened.
Yeah. We actually built all his pipe bombs and then handed them to him. It's that fucking nuts.
He really wanted to do this thing, but he didn't have the resources, he didn't have the knowledge, and he didn't have the connections. So what we did as the federal government gave our agents to him at taxpayer dollars to give him all of these things to then parade him in front of the public and say, look how good of a job we're doing. Yeah. I mean, all this shit's fucking, this is tired arguing shit, but it's obvious.
In theory, the idea is that they're supposed to stop the person, but then they don't.
No, I mean, my favorite is when they do. There's several cases of them actually stopping terrorists where they're like, oh, well, the FBI knew about this guy, and then, oh, wait, there was an informant that was in his crew, and he like
the shoe bomber.
Connection. The shoe bomber. There was one with a van, like Atlanta or something, like 5-6 years ago or something like that.
No.
Yeah, Whitmer's
Whitmer's
kidnappers. Yeah,
Oh.
literally. There's
Oh,
countless
yeah.
examples.
And there's countless cases. This is my favorite. Like, it's funny when you think about it in like in a vacuum, but when you realize that this is your tax money, it's really angering. There are right now undercover FBI agents trying to entrap undercover CIA agents, trying to entrap undercover ATF agents, all at the same Nazi group.
Yep.
Yeah, the whole group is the various
And
letter-
maybe they'll get one normie. One.
And they're not even aware of each other. Sometimes they try and arrest each other.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
that shit.
yeah.
I love when we get videos of that type of stuff. It is pretty good. But yeah, we don't see that type of thing, but that's all it really is. Most of the Patriot Front and all these fucking
And then they wondered why we freaked out about armed agents being at Mar-a-Lago.
Right.
Yeah.
I do have a question. Like, what I feel like is the only legitimate question I have about the whole thing that could, I suppose you could steer conspiracy like in that direction, but I didn't count. But I feel like my subconscious logged at least like 6 shots, 5, 6.
It sounded like
rounds.
there was definitely multiple, and some of them were clustered together. So there might be. It's hard to count, and I'll tell you, we had a shooting outside my house. And when the cop, I talked about this before, but when the cop asked me how many shots, I think I said 6, and there was like 12 because the shots can cluster together sometimes.
Yeah, of course. And I think I mean, for sure, like you would hear Secret Service's firearms going off, killing that dude too. Because there's like a gap. There's like, but my point is, there's several rounds fired. He fired. He lobs off at least 5.
I've heard, but I haven't seen any confirmation that other people were hit as well.
Yeah, no, there's a confirmation that at least 2 people are dead, including the shooter, which means somebody in the crowd got fucking hit, which is what I was worried about.
Yeah,
and I did just see a video a few minutes ago of other like injured people, like blood and shit, and other like other people in the rally crowd helping.
He definitely he dumped a mag. It sounds like maybe it was
okay. So taking all that into account, his target being Trump, who's standing by himself on a stage in front of a podium, and I don't know how I haven't seen any confirmation how far away this dude was, but he was on a roof. He had a overlook view, and again he bow, and he hit him in the tip of the earlobe. Like,
I imagine that was probably shot number 1 because they were shot so fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that could be. Yeah.
Right.
And I mean that actually makes sense. He thought
because then the recoil is going to send it a little bit here and there. Depending, like you said, we don't know how far away he was, so that
I just
I'm not like a firearms expert either.
Neither am I, but I have shot quite a few over my over my years. And that's the first thing I thought too. But that's the only thing that I see these fucking. I hate it's so overplayed, but the libtards, the brainwashed leftists that just can't. They literally would have had a fucking celebration if Trump's brains got blown out on camera.
I'll tell you what they're going to say now, though. They're going to say that Trump orchestrated this on himself.
They're
already saying that.
Yeah. I just got back from my walk, so there's no way I could know that's what they're saying, but of course that's what they're saying.
I was getting to that.
I
That's
saw
the
that
other
in the
thing.
first 20 minutes.
Yeah, I saw that within like 10 minutes of me posting.
That makes a lot of sense,
Well, look, I almost posted, but I didn't. I typed and retyped and then deleted. But look, just imagine how fucking hard of an individual you'd have to be to stand on stage in a stadium filled with 20, 30,000 people.
I think it was
25. 25,000 people, all in every crevice of that can see you, and to orchestrate someone shooting you in the earlobe in an attempted assassination attempt, and then pull it off exactly like that. I mean, unless perhaps we could speculate the idea was to not hit him at all.
I have to bid you fellas adieu. I've got some work to do.
Love you, buddy.
Well, it's been fun. You guys have fun.
Yep. Later, Max.
All right. Tell the sandwich makers we said hi.
Yeah.
Bye, ladies and Max.
All right.
But yeah.
Yeah,
To
man.
orchestrate that, how much of a marksman would that person have to have been?
Well, not only that, but like how much, like how big of balls would you have to stand on stage and say, okay, I trust this. I could watch a dude shoot targets for 6 months, and I don't think I would trust any human being on earth to shoot me at a right angle. I'm pretty sure he was like at a right angle, like so he should have
Yeah.
shot him like directly in the ear / temple. But he hit him in the tip of the fucking earlobe. Like, to trust someone to do that, he's moving around the whole time too. Trump's not fucking standing still, so you have to plan all that. It just seems insane to me. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
and like,
go ahead.
And also like because I've met people. I've talked to a few former Secret Service agents. There's no way that Trump would be able to there's no way that Trump would be able to like self-orchestrate an attack on himself without like the Secret Service knowing about it and saying like,
Bingo.
yeah, that's not going to happen. Like the Secret Service, the reason why nobody sees them hardly ever is because they're trained to blend in, right? Like,
Yeah, there's actually photos already of the dude on the roof, and there's interviews of people that were like, "Hey, I was trying to get the cops' attention. I told them for at least 3 minutes, the whole time Trump was talking, that there was a dude army crawling on a roof with a rifle."
yeah,
But yeah, no, there's some images of the dude, and he's got a fucking like, seems to be a tall, young, skinny dude with a t-shirt that's got an American flag on one of the sleeves. You know, a short sleeve shirt, white kid. You know, you like blend the fuck in with a MAGA crowd.
yeah. Let's do an ad read real quick.
Let's do that.
Shall we make some money while we're here? Alrighty. Let me tell you about our sponsor for tonight's show, Patriot Shave. Backed by over 2,000 5-star customer reviews and a satisfaction guarantee, Patriot Shave offers premium quality razors at an affordable price. But even better, they are a freedom-loving company that is standing up for traditional American values and fighting wokeness. While other big-name razor brands may salute flags or support causes that don't align with your values, Patriot Shave is here for you. The hardworking men and women who love this country and who don't want your hard-earned money to support woke causes. So throw away your woke razor in the trash and go to Patriot Shave right now and use the code SWITCH for 15% off. That's patriotshave.com, promo code SWITCH.
Is that timeout? Is that switch with an exclamation point? All capital letters?
Just with a period.
Oh, it is a period?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's weird.
Yeah.
Patriot Shave razors, folks. For your
Promo code
Patriot
SWITCH.
balls, promo code SWITCH for your Patriot balls and your Patriot face. And maybe your, know, Patriot ass or whatever, whatever needs shaving, man.
Yeah, maybe your nose hairs.
I don't know if it says this, Sam, but are the razors made in America?
Yeah.
I actually didn't want to ask because I didn't want to ruin the read. But yeah, I was gonna say made in America, folks, and then I didn't want you to be like, I don't know that they are made in China.
I would hope so, but yeah, check them out. They're today's sponsor.
Fuck yeah, Patriot Shave razors, buy them. Give Sammy some money.
Don't mean to blow up the spot, but I had to ask.
Hey, yeah, I'm glad it. Look, you're crippled. You can. I'm a tall, handsome white man.
And listen, I read the script, so I did what they paid us to do. So.
I love that.
And you didn't know I was gonna ask, so.
Man, I've thought for a long time, just shifting gears to the ad read type of space real quick. I've thought for a long time about reaching out to companies and doing spec reads for them for your show, where we like like not just an ad read. We like either make fun of it or fuck around. Not a serious. You know what I
We,
mean? I
yeah,
feel like that's
well,
more effective.
well, we actually like a few months ago, Mersh was spurring out about how Rumble wasn't paying him enough for the ad reads, and so one episode we just came up with the idea to just do ad reads completely free, and it
Yeah, I
didn't.
remember that. I remember that
And
episode. Yeah.
so yeah, we did like an ad palooza, and like a few people actually like emailed us and said, "Hey, we actually got people who like visited our site," and like I don't remember what they all were, but like a few of the authors who I usually promote for anyway got like a few books purchased.
Got a
So
little bump. See, that's what it's all about, man. It's all about
That's
baby
cool.
steps. Everybody, the internet has trained all of us to think that shit happens overnight because that's what they flood us with is these success stories of all these fucking douchebag streamers and
yeah,
creators and stuff. And yeah, that's great. I mean, that does happen and it can happen. But most of the time you end up like the Hawk Tuah girl or the fucking they aren't real plane lady where like you have your 15 minutes and you can either you milk the fuck out of it and you make a few
yeah.
bucks, which is great. I mean, that's great. Make a couple $1,000s, tens of thousands of dollars in some cases, but I
I
don't know.
I really do hope that the Hawk Tug girl, whatever her name is, Haley, I think is her. I really hope that she is getting some money
Oh no,
from the
she's making a shitload of money. She's doing
from the
like
mer.
fucking. Well, I don't know about merch. I know there's people doing their own merch for. I mean that happens
Yeah.
always. Anytime anything's popular, people fucking snipe that shit. But
Oh yeah.
I saw a article about her doing she was judging a wet t-shirt contest that she made like 15 grand just to show up
Yeah, I
and
saw
judge
that
girls
too.
get their t-shirts wet or something. I don't remember how much money it was, but it was something like that. It was $10,000 or more. So
Yeah.
like, fuck. I mean, come on. And she's just showing up places and people paying her, she's not even that cute. She's really not that. She's cute, but she's not like a supermodel. She's not super hot.
Yeah, she it and
Still
like
would.
and the
Oh yeah, for sure.
well, and like the Uber prude, this is the one thing that like does drive me crazy about like the Uber like prude right is they're like, oh my god, how could she have said like spit on that thing, like what what a trashy whore, and it's like it was a joke.
Well, no, and the truth is, like all of my closest female friends, of which I mean, I can count on one hand, and I've known most of them for
Yeah,
more years than I have on one hand. They're all like, "Man, you can't tell the public that. Like that's the secret
That's
dirty
the
girl
secret.
shit." Yeah, that's
yeah,
a lady in the streets, but a freak in the sheets, man. Ludacris said that shit in the fucking early 2000s. That's what it's all about.
yeah,
You don't just go fucking tell people. You don't just go hawk to it on a fucking microphone on the street in Atlanta or wherever the fuck that was. Come on, girl.
yeah. Well, I don't.
Telling them
Well,
damn secrets.
I don't think I don't. That's the other thing too. Is like I don't think she expected that moment to go viral.
No, of course not. Yeah, she was just having fun with her friend. Of
But
course.
like yeah, there are the people who are always like, oh, it's a psyop to distract, and it's like no, it's like, dude, no, it's a
Oh, well, I mean, time out.
it's a
It very well could be both, though, Sammy. Like, I mean, she may not have set out to do that to psyop, but the people in control of the algorithms and stuff could see some momentum and go,
sure.
"Hey,
Yeah,
not a fire under it."
that that that's the only way I could see it being like a possible psyop. But I don't
Right.
think that
I don't think
I
it's a
don't think that
psyop
like
necessarily, but I
yeah.
guess I just meant like the idea that it could be manipulated. Go
Yeah,
ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I can see that. I just don't see the whole thing of like a federal agent like contacting this random girl and being like, "So hey, random chick, we need you to, do this interview, and then we're gonna make it like mega viral. Some people on the internet think that, things are that planned out, and they're not. So, but
They'd be more likely to plan something out with fucking Taylor Swift than a fucking random.
yeah,
Fellas, I will be right back. I'm sorry.
yeah, something like that. So, and I am sorry, but damn, is this book cover cool? Again,
Definitely is there, Sammy.
Dogs of War out July 23rd. That's also the same day as my mother's birthday. And for those of you who are wondering what I do with the advanced copies, this is going to be my mom's birthday present, and
That's awesome.
I can say that because she's not on social media and she doesn't really watch the show, so it's fine. But
Literally 10 days away.
yeah, holy shit, you're right. 10 days away, and then I'm going to Michigan at the beginning of August. So yeah. So and yep, I know my phone is blowing up right now with people being like, did you see that there was an assassination attempt on Trump? And yep.
Of course we saw it. Come on now.
Yep. Tune in normies. So, but well, I didn't expect to be doing a Saturday show like this. I didn't expect to be talking to you so soon after Bits and Bones. More
right. So nobody's gonna expect something like this. I'm like, I mean, who in their right mind would expect an assassination attempt?
So close to the RNC and the DNC too.
Right.
Like that's wild.
Yeah, I think the DNC the RNC is sometime this week.
Yeah. The RNC starts Wednesday. We might have to cover it now. I wasn't.
Right.
I wasn't going to initially, but like given the news of the assassination, like we might have to a bit on Wednesday, especially if that's Trump's acceptance speech, which like, man,
If after what happened today, if Trump gets a quote unquote king's reception on Wednesday, the left is gonna go fucking nuts.
Oh yeah. Well, especially since like the Republican Party is organized, we're unified. Meanwhile, like they can't, like there are people right now they can't figure out what to do on their side. Like you have half the party trying to call for Biden to step down, but he's not going to. And then you've got like the other half saying, "Oh, he's completely fine. He's the best he's ever been."
Yeah, which is insane. I mean, we've all most of us. Sorry about the stepping away there, guys.
No, not a problem.
Most. I don't want to say most, but there is a good, at least majority of citizens in this country, probably of the world, that pay attention to politics in this country, that have been aware of that fucking zombies decline, and that it's been there's been so many examples, and they have just lied.
People have been aware of the zombies decline since the 2020 election because there was a news article. Please stay alive, Joe Biden. All we need is your corporeal form.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was an actual news story. So.
Well, yeah, you know what? Speaking of which, that just to step back to the topic of the stream real quick, that reminds me, nobody has mentioned that Joe Biden just recently said that Democrats needed to put Trump in the crosshairs, or something like that.
Oh,
Something that-
yeah,
Oh yeah.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Is that incitement of violence, guys?
You know, I think I think it
Might
very
be.
well. I think it could be.
My
Well,
goodness. Can you imagine if, you know, violent sounding words led to somebody getting shot as opposed to people taking a tour of the Capitol with nobody in it and nobody getting hurt
Right.
other than Ashley Babbitt, rest in peace?
yeah, but let's keep crying out. Let's keep crying out January 6th. You know, it is funny because whenever I log on to Facebook, there's always some TDS person who's like still crying out J6, and it's like
I'm not
it's like
convinced. I'm not convinced that the dead internet theory isn't mostly true, though. Like I genuinely think if I
no,
don't if I don't speak with a person and see their face or at least hear their voice and have like a dynamic conversation with them on the internet, I do.
Sammy, I'm going to send
genuinely
you something in the group chat.
treat it as like a joke.
yeah.
I'm kind
Well,
of circling back to that.
well, in this case, Apex, I can tell you that it is like it's like a second cousin removed who is like it's like a second or third cousin in my family who is just
Oh,
like
okay.
who's just like basically like posting all the anti-Trump memes and whatnot. So,
That's so painful, man. I hate that shit.
but no, I think you're right. I think you're right too. I think you are right about the dead internet theory because to your point, like I will ask this very same relative, like, okay, so can you tell me like what specifically Trump did that's bad? And they'll say January 6th, and I'm like, what specifically about January 6th was so bad though? And they'll just like they can't actually say anything, and they'll just bring up like
They can't. Yeah, they can't articulate it,
And
right?
my response to that is 529.
yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. They can't articulate it because they don't even know because
My
it's all being fed into them.
my
Um,
my response to J6 from now on is 713.
yeah, no shit.
Facts.
I actually had to look
So
at the calendar. I'm so fucking retarded. I thought Max, or not Max, but sorry, Mort was talking about today. I don't know what date did you say?
529, the Antifa bullshit.
yeah.
Which Antifa bullshit? I feel like that's been
At
the last 7
at
years.
the Capitol, when they the church.
Oh yeah, when Antifa was like trying to
Burned down the historic church, and Trump had to go into a bunker.
yeah.
Oh, was that in New York?
No, that was DC.
That was DC.
Oh, it was
that
DC.
that
Did
was
he like take a walk? Did he like walk from somewhere to somewhere else to the church? Maybe.
yeah.
Or-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you and I were actually like, I think you and I were actually, that was during the whole George Floyd thing, Apex,
Yes.
and so
Oh, boy.
it was,
Oh, the good old days.
it
Before
was,
things were so fucking crazy and complicated, huh?
yeah,
It used to be just racism and fucking pandemics back then, man.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah, back in the days when it was just you and I drunk streaming and like,
yeah, yeah.
and
To our friends,
yeah,
to our few friends. Yeah, fuck yeah, man.
yeah,
Not that
uh,
everybody listening now isn't my friend. I love all of you, unless you're a bitch. Even if you are, I still love you.
Hey Sammy,
Um,
there's a new angle of what happened today in our chat.
What's
okay,
that?
let me check here and
Should I
see.
narrate? You want me to narrate? Watch Secret Service snipers engage
Oh, okay, let
the
me.
shooter. Question is, why didn't they shoot him first?
Right.
Oh, they waited for him to shoot.
Oh, let me pull this up.
Yeah, let's pull it up on stream, folks. Holy moly! Yeah, they're looking. Wow, that's interesting, man.
Alrighty.
There's also I'm gonna send you. I'll put it in the group chat. That interview with the guy that was like, yeah, I fucking, I was telling the cops for like 5 minutes, man. There's a guy on the roof.
And that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened. And that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something
So yeah.
that said, take a look.
Wait. One more time. Play that one. Let that play through. Okay. Yeah. Just like I said. So just like I said when Max was still on the stream, it's like the fucking shooter got off one round, maybe two, and then the next few were these fucking guys that we hear.
Probably.
Right? That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Sorry, I was still looking for that. This fuck.
Fucking wild.
Likes are private. My likes are private. Oh yeah, that's the thing they did, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Did I not even like it? What the fuck? All right. Well, anyway, there is an interview with a dude wearing one of those visors with spiky hair sticking out of the top, straight from the year 2003. But it's a Trump visor. Trump visor.
Yeah.
What I mean. So the dude's a fat bald white dude. He's like, yeah, I was just telling the cops, and he says he was telling the cops, but he describes it as he's just standing there pointing, like looking at the cops, but pointing to the guy on the roof. So I don't know that there was any actual report made, but it's still something. It was something. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be lots of coverage of this shit and lots of things. I mean, we're in the age of fucking cell phones, man. There's probably 25,000 people, Max said. So there's probably 3,000 phones in that bitch, or 24,500 more likely.
Well, I mean, the fact that the assassination attempt happened, and then like within 5 minutes there were already memes about it. It's like,
I don't think it took fucking 45 seconds, man. I think there were some meme lords out there that just fired some shit off with a caption that they had saved in their library.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some good shit. Yeah.
I guess and I guess Medicare is live, and I guess I'll tune into him afterwards. But Medicare was even commenting on this. I saw. So.
Oh yeah. Well, he even posted that the stream is still going to be about Boogie, but
Right.
there's no way he couldn't not talk about the most gangster president of the last 70 years, maybe 100 plus.
Elon Musk tweeted that we haven't had this badass of a president since Teddy Roosevelt, and he's not wrong.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
I'd go further back and say the last gangster like Trump was fucking Lincoln.
Yeah.
I mean, Lincoln got his fucking head blown off, though, man. We can't really count that. I mean, you may be right.
Before he got his head blown off.
Yeah, I was gonna say you may be right, but he took that ultimate L, and you can't really discount that.
Yeah.
He caught the fade, and he didn't see it coming. That's a bitch move. It's a sad bitch move, but it is what it is. You could be like Trump and guided by angels and guiding bullets to the tip of your ear and into the crowd behind you, as opposed to into your fucking brain pan, so that you can save the country and hopefully the world, like so many of us hope.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, man. The fact I still can't get over the fact that Trump used this as an optics opportunity, and good for him. too.
Well, how could you not though, Sammy? Think about it. Like, you know what I mean? There's no more baller fucking move. I don't care what fucking generation. You could probably go back to ancient Rome and probably Egyptian and find stories written down on something that tell a fucking bravado story of some badass that some dude tried to come and fucking stab.
Oh,
And they, you know what I mean?
for sure, for sure. My
And
point,
just to have that presence of mind to get the fuck back up to show that strength. Holy shit.
yeah, my point though being is like I don't see like, you know, Obama or like even George Bush like, you know, doing that type of shit. I mean there used to be a joke that like George Bush like that the Secret Service #1 assassination suspect being like a pretzel or something when Bush choked on one on one. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, right.
So
No, I just saw
So
Joe. I just saw Joe in the chat. He said Trump wanted to chance being blasted like JFK, and I was just typing again before I realized that I was here on voice chat. That that it would be. It's really funny to imagine Trump being like, "Look, I can't. Look, folks, I can't do it anymore. I can't do a Trump impression." He's like, "Look, folks, I can't do it anymore." Or he's to himself, "I can't do it anymore. I don't want to do this. I don't have it in me anymore. I'm fucking 70, whatever, 77, 78 years old, whatever the fuck he is."
yeah, he's 78.
Yeah, 78 years old. I'll be a fucking martyr. Just I'll hire a dude to shoot me at my rally in Pennsylvania. Just here, you're gonna die, but here's fucking $3 million. Give it to your family. You got kids. You're a deadbeat fucking loser, drug addict, MAGA retard, QAnon faggot, probably. So here's some money for your family and everybody you care about. Shoot me in the fucking head at my rally in Pennsylvania. And then he's like, pew. He shoots him in the fucking earlobe. And Trump's like, oh man, could you imagine how bad that would suck? That would be
Yeah.
funny. I'm sorry. I don't that was just a loose that was a loose form bit that I'm working on. I'm gonna be subscribed to my YouTube channel, folks. I'm gonna be
I like it. I like it. And also we have another sponsor for tonight's
oh man.
show, folks.
Can I read it? Oh, never mind.
Sure.
Never mind. Go ahead. You gotta send it to me though.
I have to.
What I gotta know what it is, right?
Okay. 2/3 of Americans are at risk of blackouts from heat waves. Are you prepared? Claim your power independence from our country's crumbling power grid with the Patriot Power Generator 2000. Over 150,000 Americans trust these powerful solar generators to run things like their fridge, fans, TV, CPAP, and more during an emergency. Get yours today at 4patriots.com and score a free 100-watt solar panel. If you're ready to have the ultimate in blackout protection and get a free solar panel, go to 4patriots.com now. Promo code Whitfield Aurora. No, I'm just kidding.
Why not? Why don't you have your own promo code, man?
Anyway, that's fun that they're allowing us to do multiple ads now per episode. Usually we just get one.
Wait. What do you mean by that?
All right, gentlemen, I'm gonna dip for the night, but it's good to jump on with you guys with this impromptu show. I will see you guys later.
Good night,
right,
Mark. Love you, buddy.
Take care.
You too,
Sammy, it's just you and me again.
Yep, just like old times. No. So in regards to ads, like Rumble was only allowing people to do one ad per show, or one ad per live stream, I guess. But now
really?
yeah, like so they have this cool ad center now, like in this thing where you can click on campaigns, and it just like it'll give you a list of ads you can read, and you have to have like a certain number of viewers before you can trigger them. But then once you do, you can trigger the ad, and it gives you a script which you can read, and
Oh,
it
no
does.
way. So it's like a database of Rumble advertisements that you get.
Yeah.
It's like a tier system that as viewer goes up, you get an opportunity. You don't have to. Nobody's reaching out to you. You just get to
Right.
read. Ah,
Yeah, which that's actually how when I first moved the podcast over to Spotify, Spotify used to have that same type of database actually. But then once COVID happened, a lot of the businesses that they were doing that with, I guess, went out of business or whatever. So they stopped doing that, and but now Rumble has something like that, so it's pretty cool.
that is pretty cool.
And it's better than the I mean, I still get some ad revenue from like the ads that pop up before the live stream, just like I would on YouTube, if I were monetized. But like those pay like just pennies, whereas like these I get like $2 or $3 an ad read sometimes, depending on.
Can I ask, is that promo code that you read, that is unique to you, so that it is tracked by your read?
It's not unique to me. It's unique to Rumble, I guess. The company paid for like, but anyway, yeah, that they can track it through their system. So like I basically like hit a button to say that I was gonna like start the ad read, and then I read the ad, and then I clicked finish. So it definitely like tracked me. So
Okay, well that's the only thing that I'm concerned about is, reading ads is great, and it's definitely something that needs to be done in the modern internet era, to make money.
yeah,
Doing something creative, especially like podcasts or video making. But yeah, I'm just concerned about you, buddy. I want you making money. I've always been concerned about you making money for your time.
well, I appreciate that. I'm actually, the thing it is now I have the books out, like those have actually been making money. So very happy about that.
Yeah. No, I'm so proud of you, dude. I stepped away before you started writing, or at least before you told anybody, or you didn't tell me that you'd been writing. And so it was a surprise to me, and I'm very proud of you, and I'm very happy that it's going well for you.
I am too. I've been writing like stories. I'd been writing stories like since I was a teenager, but they were just like stupid, they were just like stupid, like no one's gonna read these things,
Yeah, practice. Your practice, right?
Whatnot.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, and then when I was in college, I did some screenwriting, so I kind of like, and I did that because I needed you need the credits, right? So you have to take some bullshit, fun courses or whatever. But when I graduated and I was, trying to look for a full-time job, that didn't pan out too well. So I started doing freelance work, which, I make decent money, but it's not, great. And so I'm like, well,
right. Not livable, right?
I'm like, well, I might as well, get like another revenue stream going. And so I looked at my grandfather, who had since passed. He was actually an author, like a published author, and he was like, if you got serious about writing, like you could make a good living. And so I decided to dig these scripts out, basically just because I was kind of sick of like all of these people talking like how woke like Star Wars and James Bond and whatnot.
Yeah, how there's no like traditional type of stories anymore. Everything's has to be like hard nosed, fucking redlined into like all the woke talking. What is it? The message, as the drinker
Yeah.
says.
Yeah, and I mean, the drinker's right, and I will give the drinker credit. Like, he is one who he actually has written his like own book series, which is pretty good. But
Yeah, he
like,
was a writer before he started his YouTube, actually. But go ahead,
yeah,
sorry.
but like a lot of these other YouTubers who just complain at, like, all the woke stuff. That's all they do is they complain about the woke stuff, but then they don't do anything about it, and they make money off of complaining about the woke stuff. So well,
It's
that's stupid.
Well,
So
yeah, I mean, the truth of it is, it is stupid. You're 100% right about that. But the fucking unfortunate truth is it's such a macro problem on the internet on so
oh
many
yeah,
levels. Where like the audience is uneducated because the most watched and most promoted things are not the most right things. They're not the most correct. They're not even close in most
right,
cases. They're just the most entertaining, the most funny, the most engaging, whatever it may be,
yeah,
most memeable. You know what I'm saying? So the general audience, including myself, where I mean, I've been duped. I mean, I grew up without the internet. I was born and raised for a significant portion of my youth without even a computer or the idea of a fucking cell phone. But at this point, I've had the internet for more of my life than I haven't.
yeah.
But my point is that, excuse me, that what was it, Sammy?
Your point is that the internet is fake and gay?
Fake and gay. That's right. The internet's fake and gay, and we all get lost in the idea that any of it means anything outside of your real life, other than your ability to do what you're doing, where you can
Right.
probe into it. You can generate so many revenue streams. Small. I mean, crypto, I don't have anything to do with crypto at all, but I know
Not
for a fact that it has made people money over the last 15 years or so.
yeah.
As like a small investment, throw a few dollars into it, forget about it. I mean, the same thing can be said about stocks and companies.
Yeah.
I threw a couple $100 into stocks for a company that I got hired into a handful of years ago, and they have fucking exploded. So that's, you know what I mean? It's pretty easy to do. So doing things as a creative minded person, doing things like writing a book, writing several stories, just writing shit, just write it the fuck down, you know,
Yeah.
spend some time editing it and structuring it in a way you're happy with, or at least somewhat, publish it on fucking Amazon by yourself for free, and then promote it in circles that might appreciate it because they're out
Yeah.
there on Reddit or elsewhere.
Well, and honestly, like I put the first book out, Shadows of Deception, and I was just like, you know what? I'll try this, and I'll see if it sells. If it does, great, but it probably won't. So, it'll just be a fun thing. Well,
Right.
then then it actually did take off, and people were like, do you have any more of this? And so, like, I pulled out some of the other shorter stories and kind of rewrote them to work into the larger uh plot. And so it's been funny, and it's been fun to do that. And you know like I said earlier at the very beginning of the show, art mimics life, and life mimics art. And boy, do I have some inspiration for some plots now, given what has
No shit,
happened.
right? But
So
the fact is, that's what makes both of them so fantastic, is that life imitates art, art imitates life, and vice versa, and back and forth. And it's been the case forever. I mean, you can find it
yeah,
on cave walls, dating back thousands of years and shit. So I think it's fantastic. I actually kind of envy you and your motivation to do so, because I would love. I mean, I don't want to say that I would love to write a fucking book because I don't even necessarily have any stories other than just the life I've lived. But that's not anything about the
I mean,
I'm choking on
I mean,
Justin. You
I
Go ahead.
mean, you say that, but like, and you might be right, but like, there have also been there was that book written about like, I think it was Into the Wild is the book that was written by that journalist about that like college dropout who decides to live in the mountains, and he ended up like dying in a trailer in like Alaska or something like that.
Oh yeah. He died in like
And
a school bus, I think, or something.
yeah, and like and I mean, and people get mad at me for saying that, but like when I finished reading that book, I was like, man, what a like everyone else was saying like, oh, isn't it romantic? Like how he just like spent his final days, and I'm like, hold on,
No,
this guy's kind of a fucking loser for
he's
like,
kind of a fucking retard. What do you mean? He just
yeah,
fucking wasted like 30 years of his life, at least.
yeah,
Good, healthy, productive. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I mean, to each their own for sure, but that shit should not be romanticized.
yeah,
The only type of thing, sorry to cut you off real quick, but the only type of thing like that I've ever romanticized is fucking Sky King. Fucking Bebo Russell is the
right,
only man that I've ever looked at one of these like from the jump publicly self-destructive acts. And I mean, arguably that dude in the bus was not publicly, he just whatever. But yeah, that was I don't know.
yeah,
That
yeah.
dude lives in my heart. I think he lives in a lot of our hearts, man.
So
Rest in peace, fucking Sky King.
So my point being though is like, you say that your life isn't that wouldn't make a good story, but like what I'm saying is like, well, if if a fucking retard who like died on a school bus can become like, if his life story can like become like a New York Times bestseller that they make kids read in junior high school as like some sort of weird coming of age
That is
story.
fucking weird. I didn't know that.
Yeah, like when I was a freshman year, when I was going into like my, I think, sophomore year of high school, they give you a list of books that you have to read over the summer, and nobody actually reads them until like the week before school or something like that, right?
Sure, right. Of course, yeah.
But yeah, that was the whole thing. Is in class, I was the only one who was like, why did you make us read this stupid book, and what was the point? And they were like, well, it's a coming of age story. And it's like, okay, so like, so you're
Wait, no.
telling us,
A coming of age story is Hatchet. Hatchet
yeah,
is a book I read in like middle school that I still remember. It's like one of the few books that I remember off the top of my head that I'm like, wow, that is a coming of age story, because there's a lot of it's a story. It's not a
yeah,
real life dude that went and died in a bus somewhere.
yes, yeah. Stand by Me is a coming of age story, or
Right, exactly.
and it's like what it's like, what's the point? You're telling us that we should drop out of college and go live in a bus and
And fucking just
die.
die by ourselves from my fucking fucking dehydration and malnourishment and God knows what, man.
Yeah,
Eaten by a fucking panther
eating
in the
like
bus that you live in. Go ahead.
eating poison berries and like hallucinating.
Yeah,
like,
shitting yourself to death as you fucking hallucinate, as a fucking pink panther. Come to roast marshmallows with you, bro. Just come join me in the fire. And they find you
uh,
15 years later, face down in a
yeah.
petrified, campfire. And then, a few years later, some Jew probably will write down your story and sell it. And then they'll put it in all the schools, and all the kids will learn a coming of age
Well,
story about you.
well,
About
well,
you.
well, in this case, it was John Krakow who wrote it is a Mormon. So,
Oh, same thing, man. Come on.
yeah, 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 pretty much.
Yeah.
That explains a
Damn,
lot.
damn,
So, but
I can't get on your show without being racist, man. I'm sorry. I
well,
just love it so much, man. I'm just kidding. No, but
well,
I genuinely, I actually, you've been, you've inspired. I mean, like the whole reason I hung out with you for so long, is not just because I liked you, but you genuinely inspired me because obviously you're fucking crippled and you have persisted in what you do and what you love for so long. And you know what I mean? You've never given up. You've
yeah.
trials and tribulations and shit. And it's, plus you're a good kid, you're a smart kid and all the other good things that I like about you. But I genuinely, it's very gay to say out loud, but the little brother shit is actually real. Like, you know what I mean?
No,
I feel like I'm so proud of you and I'm so happy for you. And I feel like I could get
I
inspired
I
by you
I
again.
I appreciate that. And yeah, I mean,
Oh, shut up. Don't make it gayer, man.
you
Shut up. You're like, shut up, fag, dude. Be gay.
I mean it
Just kidding.
I mean it's weird too because like I don't pay too much attention to the Owen Benjamin stuff anymore. But
Oh,
like
it's making a resurgence though.
but
Sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, like I said, I don't pay attention too much to it, but like I will pop in to like the Reddit just to see like what's going on, and like it is amazing how like he just keeps like spiraling downward, and like every time I think there's no way it could get any weirder, it always does.
Sammy, I'm so happy that you said that because I have had a similar observation. The only difference is I am amazed at how well he's been able to stall this spiral downward. This shit's been
Yeah,
going on for fucking 6 years, at least. It's just
yeah,
been slowly at first, and then fucking, and then slowed down, and then like he's never totally out of the internet's consciousness. And there's always new. I keep over the last like 2 or 3 weeks, I've had 5 or 6 like random gamma named Twitter accounts follow me, and all of their first posts are just reposting some Owen Benjamin shit. So the gammas are coming back and they're looking to me for some sort of they need me.
um,
No, I'm just
apparently there have been apparently there have been John Arcade sightings where like and I don't even think it's the real Johnny Arcade. I think there are copycats or
yeah,
something like,
probably.
but like the whole Aaron Imholty you know thing with like steel toe and whatnot, like it's weird because like there are now like danger zone copycats and whatnot, which I never thought would that's wild to me.
Well, listen, man, we are, and especially the OG DZ, the further back into the origin of like a lolcow, they can stretch this shit out. Like Owen has, like I just mentioned, has done a really good job of drawing it out, but
Oh yeah,
it will come to a head. It will. There, as long as he stays on the internet and making it his primary source of income, and yada yada, it makes it his primary everything effectively. Personality, especially. It's all going to catch up. So the further that drags along, the further back in time these new folks have to go. And I'm kind of flattered and kind of pleased that if it's true that there are Johnny Arcade copycats out there, if they're doing good work, I think that's kind of flattering because
yeah.
Johnny Arcade strikes fucking fear into Owen Benjamin's heart, and you'd have to know that to even imitate
I
it.
I find it funny that like that there that like there are accounts that all that
How about
like
that, Joe?
I
Sorry,
I find it funny that there are like accounts that I've never interacted with ever that just like that just like already have me like auto blocked, and and then I see who they are, and they all have like this stupid bear emoji in their in their handle, or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like I've never interacted with you. I don't even know who you are. You don't even know who I am, probably.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest bummer of the whole thing is I spent a good deal of time making fun of fucking Owen. And it's like genuine, like not just like memeing him, like I was honestly scrutinizing him
yeah,
because, as it's well documented, used to be well documented on your channel. I was like I was a passive fan of him before I watched him, threaten, like accuse people of
yeah.
trying to kill his children.
There,
Uh, good.
there's that. I don't know how far up you are on the Owen lore, but there is this one guy named Joe Gagnon, who I guess is now like Owen's new like. I don't want to call him Owen's right hand man because like that's still Coddington, but like this Joe Gagnon guy is pretty high up on the totem pole, whatnot.
Owen
And
is so fucking good at that, man. Go ahead.
eh, but no, what's wild is like is this Joe guy is someone who I initially knew from the Dennis Miller radio show like 10 years ago.
Whoa,
And
really?
like and like and granted like he's a boomer, all right? So like that it but like he was just kind of like a mild-mannered like uh guy who would just like play guitar, and like I think he like played he was like a construction worker, but like just very mild mannered. And then like he discovered Owen, I think like during the pandemic, and just like fell for him hook
Yeah.
line and hook line and sinker, and like and this isn't a guy who I would say is stupid necessarily, but just
No.
like but
Owen is
he's
very good. Owen is very, very good at tricking people, man. It's like he plays that comedian
yeah,
role. He plays that actor, plays this, he bounces between telling you what he thinks should be the truth and what is comedian. You know what I mean? Like he is. I mean, as much shit as
yeah,
I've talked about him, that's why I started talking shit about him because I saw how good he was at that. What did he used to call it? The wizardry? Was that wizardry?
yeah,
Yeah, and that's when he used to accuse the Jews of that, and now all of a sudden, I can't see
w-
him on Twitter, but I see a bunch of people talking shit to him about.
well
God,
what's wild though is like Joe, who was like once mild mannered, like there are now videos of him like making like maybe not death threats, but like intimating violence, against people and whatnot if they if they go against Owen, and it's just it's wild to see someone who I thought was like an okay, like a decent guy just turn into like this total like drone. It's
well, I mean, I'm
it,
gonna keep it like I mean, at least my opinion, straight up. I don't
yeah,
think he's not that dude still. What I think is Owen is really good at manipulating people, and especially the
yeah.
boomers.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
totally.
the majority of the people you've seen, I mean, I guess there's only been a few, but the public freakouts, like that one woman that like drove to his fucking property, they're all boomers that he told them a thing and it pretty well sounds like what they interpreted it as, but Owen's, he's like, no, 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 I said this other, you know what I mean? He's very good at
Yeah,
fucking with people.
yeah.
So if this Joe dude is someone that's useful to him, which he sounds like he is, because he's a reputable name, and if he can get him fully on his side and convince him, like, look, these fucking trolls, man, you gotta go hard. You gotta,
Yeah.
you can't reason with them. You just tell them to kill themselves, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't think it is sad. I'm sorry to hear that about somebody that probably a lot of people looked up to, not just you, but
Yeah. Well, and I mean, in the last conversation, because Joe actually did reach out to me at one point, on like Twitter. So he and I actually had a conversation, and I said, "Look, no one actually wants to hurt. No one actually wants to hurt Owen. We just think he's really. We just think that he's kind of gone crazy."
yeah,
And
nobody ever wanted to hurt Owen. At least all I ever wanted to do was for people to realize how good he was at pretending to be what he was. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, you can enjoy him, you can be a fan of him. I don't want you to not be a fan of Owen, but I don't want you to take him at what he's telling you. You know what I mean? You know what
yeah,
I mean? Yes, I was just trying to push back on that, which is very autistic of me, but whatever.
yeah,
Jewish, oh my goodness. Hi.
yeah. No, I mean, I always, oh, snap! The Jewess is here. Doing what? Doing well. A bit wild that you know, that Trump got almost got popped, but the man has tungsten steel cojones. So
Oh my lord, it's the Jew of the bull. It's the Jewess.
um
My favorite Twitter Jew.
so I always whenever you do that voice, Apex, I always hear Larry David in my head.
That's
So
perfect. He's the one of the most public Jews there is. Fuck it. I'll take it.
him and Mel Brooks, which I
That's
guess
true.
I
Mel
guess
Brooks is a little dated. Mel Brooks is a little dated these days, for this generation, I think.
but which is sad, but
That is sad.
Spaceballs is still a great movie. And if
I mean, Blazing Saddles, I watched it within the last like 8 months, 6, 7 months or so. And I mean, I was high and had a beer or two, but it was so much funnier than I remembered, man. Like, god damn, it's so good. Like that era of like that is comedy, man. It's supposed to be offensive. It's supposed to be
yeah,
fucked up, you know?
I
That's
just
why it's
watched
funny.
I just watched uh I just watched Clint Eastwood's spaghetti western. All those movies he did from like
Oh yeah.
back in like the late 60s. Those still hold up like extremely well.
Oh
Like
yeah.
even as far as like their cinematography.
No kidding.
So
I mean, look,
um
the whole like the industry hasn't moved a whole lot other than like digital shit. You know what I mean? So like the cinematography from the 50s, 60s, 70s, probably, I mean, from the beginning of, film, moving film on a camera, I think that like those rules were established. Most of those basic rules were established within the first 20, 30 years of that shit even existing. You know what I mean? So like those good movies, that's why those good movies still stand, because they're still
yeah.
using the same tricks now. Those tricks are what make what make all movies good. So back then it was just more raw. I mean, again, the old Star Wars versus the new Star Wars, CGI versus miniatures, like, there's all sorts of, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, man.
But no, I was just you know, I was just saying that some of those old movies still hold up, and they have a ton of rewatch value too. So, but
Well, yeah, the good and the bad,
anywho,
the good, the bad, and the ugly is still one of my favorite movies of all
oh
time.
yeah, same here. That movie is also like I forgot how long that movie was
Fucking
too.
hey, it's long, yeah.
Like
Back in the day, it was like three VHS when I was a
yeah,
kid, something like that.
yeah, and that's the thing is like people people now complain that like, oh, that Marvel movie was like 3 hours long. Why are movies so long these days? And it's like, well, movies have always kind of been long. Some of them.
The
So-
real fucking, momentous, groundbreaking ones were, for sure, storytelling. Anyway,
Yeah.
you want to wrap it up, man?
Yeah, because of the other show is
We
think
got to go jump in the
is
chat.
already
That's true.
alive. So
right.
appreciate everyone for coming out. Impromptu show. Prayers to President Trump and his family.
Prayers to
And,
everybody in the crowd that got shot, and anybody's
Oh, yeah.
family that was afflicted. Anybody that was there that was afflicted, or elsewise. And also, if you fancy books, you should buy Sammy's latest, The Dogs of War,
which
It's a
comes
John
out
Ryder thriller.
which
Go ahead.
comes out July 23rd on Amazon. You can pre-order the ebook right now. It comes out on July 23rd in paperback. I don't know why you can't pre-order the paperback version. You should be able to, but Amazon, for whatever reason, does not do print pre-orders.
Well, you also have 2 or 3 previous books?
There's also
those are also available on Amazon as well as ebooks on your ebook.
And those are not on my desk right now, unfortunately. But yeah, you can.
That's okay. What are the names of those, by the way?
You can. It's a trilogy, so it starts with The Shadows of Deception. Then it goes The Fourth Estate. And now The Dogs of War comes out on July 23rd, and then I'll continue the series next year in 2025, depending on what happens here in the real world. So should be pretty interesting. So,
Oh yeah. Thank you for joining us, folks. Sammy, as always, thank you for having me. I'm very happy to talk to you. It's very nice to have
and thanks for
you and me, man. It's got me all fuzzy, man. I'm not gonna be honest with you. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest. Sorry.
Well, you're always welcome here. Sorry, I guess I wish that we were united under, I guess, better circumstances again, but always glad to have you here, man. So
Absolutely. Love you, and I love you, chat. Love everybody here. Love everybody listening, the past, present, and future. Subscribe to Sammy. Talk to you later.
All right. Peace.
Thanks for listening to The Whitfield Report on the NGC Network. Please visit Sam's website at www.thesamwhitfield.com and support Sam on Patreon at patreon.com/Whitfield Report. Until next time, God bless, God save this great nation, and God, freedom, legacy, in that order.